Football is one of the most popular, engaging, and entertaining games in the sports world. Whether played on the streets, beachside, or in a well-built stadium, the feeling of watching players skillfully hit the small, round leather around is just incredible. One can point out that many things make the football game enticing and fascinating. Still, one stands out so much, and that's the entertaining tricks and skills footballers pull off in the game. You'll be amazed at how some footballers engage in funnily cunning ways to move the ball around or get past opponents. Cool stuff! However, some have been judged inappropriate and never to be used again. Here are 7 football tricks that have been banned forever. Number 7. Seal dribble. Have you ever seen a seal? That animal that can barely move anything with its limbs, but rather with its head? Yeah, that's exactly what the seal dribble looks like. The seal dribble looks safe and harmless. One would wonder why it has been banned in the first place. But rules are rules. A player flicks up the ball from the ground to his head and then begins to initiate a run past his opponent while juggling the ball on his head. The Italian forward Marco Nappi was known to have frequently used the seal dribble. His most famous use of this move came in the first leg of the 1989-1990 UEFA Cup semi-final against Werder Bremen. During the match, Nappi picked up the ball in his area and ran 40 meters, juggling the ball on his forehead along the right flank. A famous case was when Atletico Mineiro's Coelho fouled Carlon after he performed the seal dribble with a brutal elbow attack to the face. As a result, Coelho was initially banned for 120 days, although this was reduced to 5 games after an appeal. It is tough to defend against a player that engages in the seal dribble. It is indeed a cheat code in football. One reason why it was eventually banned. And I'll tell you, that's not the only skill banned. Number 6. Headstall. The headstall is very similar to the seal dribble, only that it differs slightly. Instead of juggling the ball on the head as you move past an opponent in the seal dribble, the footballer just has to flick the ball from the ground to the head and carry it around while balancing it on his head. The ball gets stalled on the head and is moved around. Simple, yeah? But as simple as that sounds, wait until you have a ball and try that out. You see footballers doing this trick casually during training sessions. Ronaldinho did this often. Players also do this during warm-ups or on the streets. It is acceptable in those cases, but if it's a professional football match, anyone who does that gets sanctioned and might be booked for cheating. While watching footballers pull this stunt during a match is enjoyable, it has been regarded as unsportsmanlike and banned. Let's get to the next one. Number 5. Neck stall. The neck stall is not so different from the head stall. It's a beautiful skill to watch and perform. You must have seen many newly signed footballers doing this during unveiling at their new clubs. The ball is flicked from the ground to the back of the neck to show skillfulness and entertain the viewers. It is also commonly seen in training sessions, but it all ends there as it is unacceptable in a proper match. Come to think of it, it's not so easy for a player to stall a ball on the back of his neck and run along with it. It requires a lot of strength and discipline. But no matter how disciplined you prove to be with that, if you try to do that in a professional match, you'll surely be disciplined. To the next one. Number 4. Low header. This one looks very dicey and may be confusing a little bit. It may even leave you with the "what's so wrong with that" feeling. It's an established rule in football that goalkeepers cannot handle back passes. You know that already, right? Players then found an alternative by making those passes with their heads and not their feet, allowing the goalkeeper to handle the ball. But wait, there's more to it. Not all those passes with the head are cool. If the ball is already in the air and a player heads it to the goalkeeper, that's fine and acceptable. But a player must not try to pass a ball on the ground with his head. It is wrong and illegal for a player to go on all fours to pass a ball or to flick it in the air with the leg and then pass it with the head. In 2019, PSG midfielder Marco Verratti was booked for performing a low header, and Inter Milan's Perisic also got booked for the same offence. It may sound weird, but maybe you'll approve when you get to read this football rule that states, a player may pass the ball to his own goalkeeper using his head, chest, knee, etc. However, if in the opinion of the referee, the player uses a deliberate trick such as flicking the ball to his head with his foot and heading it to the goalkeeper, or kneeling and deliberately pushing the ball to the goalkeeper with his head or knee, he must be cautioned for ungentlemanly conduct. It makes no difference whether or not the goalkeeper touches the ball with his hands. The offence is committed by the player seeking to circumvent both the spirit and letter of the law. Very interesting, don't you think? Number 3. Running knee lock. The running knee lock trick appears to be a daylight robbery act in football. It is performed by a player trapping the ball between his knees and making a run. Football is a game that involves the ball being passed around and not being carried around, so it is illegal for players to move with the ball locked between their knees. It doesn't look so bad until it is done against a team you support, and players find it hard to defend against a player using this skill. You're free to try running with the ball in locked knees on the streets though. Number 2. Donkey kick free kick. This is a very entertaining free kick trick that involves 2 players. The first player flicks the ball towards his teammate and then responds to the pass with a volley toward the goal. A spectacular donkey free kick incident occurred in October 1970 in a match between Coventry City and Everton. Carr flicked the ball to her, who then sent the ball to the back of the net with a fantastic volley that flew past the goalkeeper. But despite winning the BBC Goal of the Year award, FIFA banned this trick the following year, making the next attempted donkey free kick illegal and unacceptable. Nowadays, 2 players still take a free kick, but only with 1 player passing the ball on the ground to the other, not by elevating the ball. Let's take a look at one more. But before we continue, if you're enjoying this video, ensure you subscribe to this channel and give this video a like. Number 1. The shirt catch. This one is amusing and easily judged as inappropriate and unprofessional. It is a trickery display of skill involving a player trapping the ball in his shirt and then making a run with it. This makes the player look like he's pregnant. So hilarious, don't you think? If kids did this in a street football contest, we'd just laugh it off. But it's a severe offence in professional football. The shirt catch appears wrong in more than one way. First, the culprit will be hiding the main element of play from the rest of the players. It's like a pregnant man aimlessly running on the pitch. Also, hardly can anyone regain the ball without making it look like physical combat. Hello, this is a football game, not sumo or wrestling. The Norwegian right-back Jan Gunnar Solli once did the shirt catch during a match. He picked up the ball in the air, kept it trapped in his shirt, and ran away from the other players and towards the goalkeeper. The referee came to the rescue as he called Solly back and showed him the yellow card. An exemplary display of skills brings life to the game of football. But remember, as much as they may be beautiful, they must also be accompanied by the game's rules. So, which of the tricks are you surprised is actually not accepted in professional football as opposed to what you always thought? Comment below. That was a fantastic ride, yeah? Watch this video right here also to find out the nasty and dirtiest fouls in football history.